Hey, what is up everybody? Mark here. Today I'm going to go over the file for the old-fashioned sled, and I'm going to show you how all the pieces go together and give you a couple tips along the way. So over here on the left side, I've got a colored digital version of what the sled will end up looking like, and then right here we've got all of your pieces exactly like they're laid out in the file for you. So I'm going to deconstruct this and then put it back together, and we'll talk about how all that works. So first of all, I'm just going to take a couple of these phrases and get them up out of the way. And of course, you'll cut whichever one you want or both of them and exchange them or stick them on however you wish. I'm going to take all these pieces here, and I'm going to go ahead and rotate them so they're vertical, so they're kind of parallel to this one over here, so we can watch as we put it together. Now, before we get started, I want to point out a couple things. The black lines are all cut, and the green lines are all score. Don't engrave anything on here. You don't need anything engraved. But make sure you do not cut the green lines. You want to score them because they're going to help you know where all of the pieces go. All right? So let's start just dragging some of these pieces out. This is part of the seat there, or the part that the rider lays on. There's the middle piece. Here's the right piece that's currently turned around. So we'll turn it around like that. Set those there. Then we've got all the bolt heads that go on different places throughout the sled right here. Move it out over there. We've got what I affectionately call the steering wheel, which is not a wheel, but you do steer with it. If you've ever ridden one of these sleds before, you know there's not a whole lot of steering going on, but I digress. Then we've got a couple of these brace pieces here that go to hold the steering wheel or steering board on. We've got 3 cross pieces that go underneath the seat to hold that on, and then there's the 2 rails that the cross pieces go on. All right. So there's all the pieces, and we're going to start by zooming in a little bit, and we're going to start with just this center frame. All right. So you get that put down in front of you. The next piece you want to do is you want to grab this piece right here that has the green score mark near the bottom and the circle near the top. And we're going to put it right on here. We're going to line it right up with that green mark right there that shows you where it's supposed to get lined up to. Right there. Okay. Going to set that on there. And then what you can do next is you can set these 3 different bolt heads right here. 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to go grab a couple of them. I'll grab 3 of them. And we'll see if we can bring them over. And I'm going to set one right here, right inside that green circle. One right here inside this one, and one over here. And those are to support some pieces that are going to go on top there. All right, so the next thing we can do is take our steering wheel, and this one's got a couple of guides for us also. These vertical green score lines help us know that it's going to line up right here with the center line here. And then there's these green score lines here and here that also help us know where to line this guy up. So this all should make this pretty easy for you, okay? And it's going to go about like that, right about there. And then the next piece that goes on is this top bar right here. And I'm going to put it right there on top of the other one. And you see, I'll move a little bit, you'll see that the bottom of it goes right here, the same place that this other line lines up to. So we'll bring it right here on top of it, like that. Okay, good enough. And then we can start putting our braces and our center pieces on. So the first thing we're going to do is grab a couple of these over here, these 2 guys, and we're going to put them right in between these 2 score lines there. By the way, I can't help but point at the screen like you guys can tell where I'm pointing, so I'm going to have to get better at this. So there's those 2 rails there. And then we've got the cross pieces that support the seat, or the part that the rider sits on. So I'm going to rotate that guy there. He's going to go right in between these score marks. You can probably pick up the pattern here pretty easy. These 2 are going to rotate. I'm going to bring them over here. We're going to put this one right here between these score marks. And then this one goes right in between these score marks here. And then all we pretty much have left to do is put on the bolt heads and these 3. Now you see these green lines here, this one and this one. That tells us where to put this first one right here. And we're going to put it right there. And actually our center piece is going to be the one we should put on first. So let me do that first. You see there's this line right here. That line will line up with the bottom of this piece. So watch like this. Goes just like that. You center it, and it goes just like that. And then this piece will then come up between the two score lines here, and it's going to create kind of an arc right there. And then this last piece will come over here and go in between those, and it'll be just about like that pretty much. Okay, so you got kind of a lazy arc going right there, and then also one going right there. Then all we have left is all of our bolt heads. So we'll grab these guys, bring them up over here, and they just get distributed just where you might think they do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then these 4 go right up here. I know it's a little weird with all the score lines that you see, but when you have the physical items present, it'll be a lot easier. 2 here in the middle, and then the final one goes right there. And we'll just grab this and move it over a little bit just to sit it next to this one. And that's how it ends up looking. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions, but until then, as always, I'll see you in the next one.